Tracking. What are we tracking? Are we tracking me? Right. Got 360 lens on this morning because I can't be bothered to cut it. Right. We've got a new piece of kit. Might be worth bringing you a bit closer. Get a bit closer. It's 360, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, a little bit closer. Right. So we have got a West Viking trim frame for truing wheels. Let's see a bit better if I stick it down there now. Need to give yourself room to do stuff. That one, right there. I think it's tracking me, to be honest. Anyway, right. I used to have one of these years and years ago for building wheels. I haven't had one for years and years. I decided it's time to get one because I've been getting a lot of wheels in. There was supposed to be one coming for a broken spoke, but they've decided to fix that themselves. But I'd already decided to get myself one of these anyway, so I think it was the right time. Let's have a look at it. So it comes with a spoke tightening wheel. Not sure how good that's going to be. The main reason I got this one above all the other ones was because it's got this. It's got a dial gauge. So you've seen me use these before on when I've trued up our wheels. It's so I can get a decent reading on the wheel of how out of true it is. Though this might be being a bit awkward. There we go. A bit too close to the thing. So the idea is you put this on the rim and you can get a really accurate measure of how far it's going that way and how far it's going that way, because you can also put it that way. It's supposed to fit all sizes of wheels, which some of them don't. It will not do through hubs, but I've got a little adapter that I think will work for through hubs. So on the face of it, it's certainly looking like it's wide enough now, because get off, ladybird. So you just wind it into where you need it. Tighten up your spokes. Your thing. You don't really need to do this once because you can clamp onto the actual edge of the wheel with this, but let's be safe than sorry. Right, now, this bike had a double puncture at the weekend, and the user has said they have got the wheel is buckled. Now, I haven't had a look at these yet, but weirdly, I'm not seeing any evidence. It's very well balanced, this wheel. You can see it's turning very, very slowly. Normally, they would just go and sit at the bottom. And this one's spinning around quite nicely. Very similar spoke pattern to a Campag wheel. Right, so I'm just going to give it a spin and see what we can see. Right, there is a little bit of movement, but it's millimeters. It's not even millimeters; it's fractions of a millimeter. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this wheel. What I am seeing though is the tyres not seated on the rim properly. So what you're going to get is a there, just there. You see it's down. So if you look, you can see the edge of that all the way across there. You can't there. So I think all that's wrong with this one is the tyres not been fitted properly. Normally, if you put them in, you're going to get. I'm not getting nothing. I'm getting a very small amount of movement. It's well within tolerance for a brand new wheel. That so this is fine. Just for a laugh, if you want to put the dial gauge on, I think we have to move this up and out of the way for this one. Right, so we're on. and I'm going to zero it. Right. We're back in. And tracking. Right. So I've zeroed it pretty much. We'll just zero it again because it's moved. So we're going to see how much of movement we get. So we're getting very little movement there. We are pretty much in the sweet spot as well with the zero. We are getting about, other than the odd jump, we are getting about 0.1. So 0.1 of a millimetre. If I can get half a millimetre, I'm normally happy. So there's nothing wrong with this wheel. All we've got to do is reseat the tyre. So let's pop the other wheel on and see what. So same again. We'll just stick this in. Oh look, what a surprise! It's missing a spring. I've had a missing spring for ages. Don't even know if I've got any lying around. It's that long since we've had a missing spring. Right, we'll find out. We'll find the springs in a bit and sort that out. In the meantime, let's just pop that over. Can't be bothered to do it up. Right, same thing again. Right, I don't know if you can see that. Let's put the dial gauge on again. Right, so that's zeroed. There's 0.1, 0.2 movement there. Nothing really at all. But again, I am seeing we've got a tyre that's almost popped out of its seating there. That looks like it's got pinched there, and we've got a massive divot in there. So the tyre just wants reseating. There's nothing wrong with these wheels. Right, let's sort the tyres out. It is very, 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 very warm in here at the moment. I think we're having a bit of a mini heat wave. I'm going to fold that down. Let's turn that so it's moving the right way around. So we can get battered. Right, over there, out of the way. Let's have a look at these tyres then. See what we're doing with them. Not needed. And that spring for there. Let's see if we can find the spring. Spring. Miscellaneous bits. No spring. Wheels. That's the one we want. Ladybird, everywhere. Spring. Oops. Spring. Do this one first. Don't bother charging people for these. Just remind them not to lose their springs in the future. Well, they're nuts off the end. That's on these ones with a really short skewer. Yeah, that's good. Not too convinced about these bearings. It looks like somebody has been in there as well. They do feel a bit suspect. Right, so this was the one that's coming out of the rim. See there, that's nearly out. I'm surprised that didn't come, but if you look, you can see where the tyre's been pinched, so they've not got the tyre on properly. I suspect they used tyre levers and then pulled the tyre lever out. And like, you know, I always say you do not need tyre levers. Fortunately, no slime in the tube. Interestingly though, it is a removable valve. Oh, that's interesting. I think it's a removable valve. Anyway, tyre slider. Appear to have lost my pump. Bear with me. It does look like it's got some issues in the seating department, and I don't know why. So I'm just going to put a bit of air in it and then wiggle the rim to where we think it should be. Just going to take these off as well because they don't really need those in. So just stick a bit of air in it. Like that. Let's have a look at this now. All I'm doing now is just rising the tyre out and up onto its bead. We do have it is a hooked rim. Let's call this, the clincher does have a hook in it. It's not right there. It's either that or they're not in far enough. I was massively in still. We tried that, somebody's put the wrong size in the tube in. There's no way of doing it, you can't just take it up to about 115 psi and it will just pop into the bead anyway. So I'm going to take it up to 115 now, see if it sits. Now giving it a little bit of assistance. That's 115 psi. Interested to see where if that's even all the way around. It looks like it. I think they've just not inflated the tyre and had it slightly pinched on the inner tube. That certainly looks better. That's perfect. I don't know if you can see that gyroscope effect. That's perfect now. And I'll just knock a bit out because these are 25s. That should do it. I'm not going to test it, I'm going to get them to check their tyre pressures because they run them as they want to. I'm probably not that down to about 110, feeling at it, possibly even 105. That's okay, I'll just do the same to the other one. This one isn't as bad because it's not actually coming out of the rim. I think if I took it all the way up, it would just pop out anyway. but just to be on the safe side because it's been sat there for a while. Is this a see, that's not a removable core. That's weird. We've got two inner tubes. One's a removable core. One's not. Right. So loosening it all off. A bit of wriggle. Used to have to do this a lot more for tyres when they weren't as well manufactured. You'd have to do this every time, especially BMX wheels. They were a nightmare for it. Getting your wheels to sit onto the clinch because they're quite low pressures. You couldn't just waz them up to get them on. Right. Give that a go. Hopefully it does, and then we can let Paul can come and collect his wheels. Is that not working? Might have slime in this one. Right, so look at that. You know, we're looking. Spot on that. I just don't think it pumped them up enough. The bearings do sound very dry. Anyway, not my problem. Never fully tighten them up because you'll find when you get the come to take the wheel off, you won't be able to get the inner tube out. You want to be backed off about 1 millimetre, so about 1/4 of a turn. Right, that was an easy one, which is good because a week tomorrow I'm racing. I'm an outlaw, so I didn't really want to be doing anything this weekend, so that's good. So hopefully this will pop up on the YouTube channel soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got some new gadgets. So I haven't really had a chance to use this properly, but it seems fairly solid enough. It bolts on well. It's easy enough to move around. My only complaint is that there doesn't appear to be enough. There could do have been a bit more movement or linkage on this piece here to be able to get that in. You've got to shove it right up to the rim. It'd have been nice if you could have got it somewhere near where these are, or maybe that's the whole point of it. Maybe I'm using it wrong. You fold it down like that and then put that against the rim there, so you have them out the way because you don't really need them when if you're using the dial gauge. That's kind of for roughing it in. Anyway. Let's leave it at that. Price wise, I forgot to tell you the most important thing. It wasn't that expensive. I think it's about 60-70 quid off eBay. It's almost identical to the Park Tool one, which is about 430 quid. So you can't go wrong. I mean, it's made out of Chinesium, obviously, but it seems to be quite well thought out. There's a little bit more engineering to it than some of them that you've seen, because this is spring loaded, so you'll need to turn that, and that winds the legs in and out. You can wind in as well, and there's a little bit of play there, so you can wind it in, pinch the wheel. You don't need to bolt them on. It says it's not compatible with through hubs, but I have a gadget, so as long as I can fit that between, I can feed that into the through hub. So there, that's a 10, 12, 15 mil through hub, and you just put that in the center and put it in there. So as long as I can fit that into a through hubbed wheel, that'll go on there, no problem at all. So I'll probably leave that in there now, and that's it really. I could even put a a quick release thing to clamp it down, but it's like I said, you don't really need to clamp it because you just want to stop that from moving. So all you need is a little bit of pressure from that applied there. The axle's not going to spin anyway, so and if it does, the bearings are probably knackered. But nice little gadget. We've been after one of them for a while, so quite pleased with that. I actually be able to true the wheels up a bit better than doing them on the frame or getting in the old turbo trainer, which you've seen me use in the past. I was going to cut it down, bring it narrower, or make it so I could slide it in and out, and then weld some pins in. But the trouble is, I'd have to have put welded some nuts on to put some pointy screws in at different intervals for different size wheels, and then you're mucking about with it, and then or you're looking at something like this, and then do you know what? By the time I've hacked and chopped up a whole load of stuff and gone through gas and welding wire and stuff like that, and my amount of time, 70 quid for that, and it's got a dial gauge on. It's like it's quid in, so it was rude not to. Anyway, right, done. Like and subscribe. Other videos are up there that you might want to watch. I think there might be one down there. I'm looking at the screen. It's to be down there. Up there, one down there, possibly. Or am I thinking of the core videos? Anyway, right, job's a good one.